Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here on the show tonight is my two muckers, the one and only Stevie and Rudy Bear. How we doing, gentlemen?
Evening, Ox. Evening, Stevie.
Good evening, Rudy. Good evening, Ox. Good evening, listeners.
Right, okay. Rudy, how are you?
I've calmed down a wee bit since the other day. Yeah, honestly, I told you what happened when they scored that penalty. Honestly, the telly nearly got it. I couldn't believe that 30-odd minutes into a game, semi-final at Hampden, we were 3-0 down against what I consider to be just a half-decent side, because that's all Hibs are. A load of jobbers and a half-decent side. That's all they are, really. But to be 3-0 down in a semi-final of the Cup at Hampden, within 37 minutes or something like that, 38 minutes, was just gutting, absolutely gutting, But I kind of thought once we got the goal, Arfield scored the goal, I thought, right, okay, we've got 45 minutes now, in at half-time, 45 minutes now, reset, back out, we need 2 goals at least to take it into extra time. We could have played another 90 minutes there in that second half, Fox, and we wouldn't have scored another goal.
No, but we have to. We played some decent stuff for the start of the second half for maybe 20 minutes, but we ran out of ideas. We didn't look like scoring, if I'm being honest, yeah.
No, we started doing the usual, we got first sort of 20-25 minutes, not too bad, and then we started this, out onto the wing, crossing the ball and all the rest, and Alfie was just absolutely terrible, I thought, as well. He just sort of got to a point where Alfie just didn't look fit. He doesn't look fit, Ox. He looks overweight, disinterested, just, I'm not going to bother trying. He kind of looked like he got to that point. So, but it was a big disappointment, it has to be said.
Mm-hmm. No, just a bit, mate, just a bit. Stevie, give us your thoughts. Give us your thoughts where it went wrong.
What can I say, guys? I'm just as disappointed as the next player. I went to Hampden with high hopes. I don't know if it was an omen or what, but in the car gone, I was asking my pals that what's the prediction and blah, and they were all 3-1, 3-0, and do you know what I said to myself? I said, I'd be happy with a bridge, man. There you go, 1-0. I said it's going to be a tough game today, and see when I get into the ground, me and the Wayne, I'm watching the warm up, right, and I'm watching Ross, the young boy McCrory, the blonde-headed keeper. He was pulling saves out. The Rangers players were doing wee 1-2s and having pot shots at goal, right? Not one of them could get the ball by McCrory. I don't know if any of the listeners that were at Hampden know what I'm talking about, but I stood there and I watched it and I said to Jamie, by the way, that young McCrory's pulling off some saves. But the disturbing thing is not one of these strikers, Morelos, Ken, every one of them were doing 1-2s at Rebo, and not one of them could put the ball in the net. And I'm thinking to myself, I hope that doesn't happen during the... And lo and behold. But listen, guys, we'll be here all night telling you what went wrong. Yeah, I think after listening to the show the last few nights, we've just got to draw a wee line and try and move on for it. But dear, to say that the Bears were absolutely off that first half, that's the worst first half I've seen in a long time. Really terrible.
Listen, I'll put this to you two gentlemen. I'll put it to you as the accused. Not the first time that's been said to you two, but right, I'll put it to you two that we don't mind getting beat. We recognise that you can lose a game of football. We understand everybody's disappointed after the game. You pick holes and you dissect them, But it's the manner sometimes, Rudy.
Nah, that's what the really disappointing thing is. If a team's running out of the top of you, and they're creating chance after chance after, and maybe they're hitting the woodwork 2-3 times, so you can sort of sometimes just hold your eye on them and say, we were beaten by the better team. Hibs went up the park in 3 chances and scored with them. It's just absolutely gutting. It was the manner of the defeat. It was we got to the point. The defending was just, I don't know. What can you say about the defending for the first 2 goals? There's plenty you could say about it. You could blame Barisic, you can blame Balogun, you can blame Griggsy. But to get to a point in a cup semi-final, you've got 45 minutes to create enough chances to score 2 goals, and we got to a point after about 20-25 minutes where we just looked flat, out of ideas. Nothing was coming off. There was no inventiveness. That was the thing that bothered me. There was no inventiveness up front. From the middle to the front, there was literally nothing for about the last 20 minutes of that game. I mean, even Connor Goldson, all right, it was only a few, what was there, I don't know, about 3 or 4 minutes to go, or 3 minutes to go or something, and Goldson slaps that one right out of the bar. That was the game for me right there. That was the game, Ox, So, you're right, it's the manner of the defeat. It's not that it was a great game of football with 2 really good teams, and we just lost because the other team just took 1 or 2 chances. That wasn't it. It was the manner. It was a lack of fight, a lack of inventiveness. And I actually thought at one point we just didn't look fit in the second, about halfway through the second half, Fox. With the low stocks?
I don't know, Rudy.
I know you two aren't very clever, but this is a general knowledge stroke arithmetic question. Are you two all right?
Aye.
I'll kill it.
Right, okay. Well, I'm only talking about the last 2 games, and I'm going to dissect this even further. Against Ross County, well, that's your geography, and Hibs, right? How many goals have we lost?
5.
Well done, Rudy. You were second in that race, Stevie. Right, okay, 5. Here's one for you then, Stevie. How many shots have the opposition had at our goal?
At the 2 games?
Yes.
I'm going to go for something daft like 3.
5. 5 shots, 5 goals.
But it's been like that all season, Ox. Teams are getting 1 or 2 chances and scoring. So they are. It's ridiculous. It's not like they're creating hundreds of chances in a game. Mm-hmm. They're getting 1 or 2 chances in a game and they're scoring. Hibs only had 3 shots on target. We had 72% possession and they had 3 shots on target. You know what I mean?
It doesn't make it any easier, Rudy, does it?
No.
But you've got. But there's your problem lies, Yeah. And this is going to get even worse. The last game before that against Bromby. Yeah?
Yep.
1 each. They didn't even have a shot in target.
No, that's right.
So we've lost 6 goals with 5 shots in target. Now,
it's crazy.
I don't know if all the goals are Alan McGregor's fault. I don't think particularly any of them are, but he's not making saves. That's obvious when you look at that. Yeah?
I've got to say, I lost the plot with McGregor. I really did. Since the Hearts game, he stumbled. Not even since that. I think it was. I'm not too sure if it was Southside that said in the show the other night. He's never really been a keeper who came out and command that box. But my God, a semi-final. I mean, there was no players going to be around about him. It would have been a simple come out and knees up and a catch and away we go. And he didn't come out and command it. And then you're looking, if he doesn't come, you're looking for your centre halves to get up there and clear that. And it was just calamity after calamity. And lo and behold, Boyle puts the ball in the net. And then the penalty kick, man, dearie me. Again, I get back to it. Yes, there was contact. And as soon as he makes contact, he goes down as if he's shot. It was cute by the boy Boyle, what he done. But, man, you're like, look at the goals we're losing here. Look at the goals we're losing. And I don't think you should have get beat with Boyle's second one either.
I was going to say that, Steve. I think you could blame McGregor for 2 of them. Certainly the second one and possibly the first one as well. You
can't blame him for the chance of the second one. But he should do better.
He should do better, Ox. And McGregor last season, do you think he saves them? I think he does. I don't know, maybe we just that was him totally his top job last season and he's now on the way down now, but it looks of things to me because he's certainly not had a good season. But then you could say that about most of them this season.
That's fair. Listen, I'm not even on the criticism that Alan there's fine margins in goalkeeping. There's a bit of luck. There's a slight angle where you get it wrong, the ball goes through you and that. But I think he's not making saves the way he was last season. No, I don't think he would ever repeat last season. But there's an issue there, and I'm going to put it out there. In my opinion, I would start with John McLaughlin on Thursday evening. There you go, Stevie.
Well, listen, if it happened, I couldn't blame him after that performance. If any of the team gets changed, you couldn't blame him, could you? After watching what we watched. I mean, is it just me, or is Borna Barisic the most saftest creation player you've ever seen in your life?
100%. 100%.
He's absolutely covered.
He's made a butter. That's what he's made. He's made the absolute butter. And Linda said on the show, and I'm sure it was after one of the European games, I kind of mentioned it. I was on the show as well, and I mentioned something about Borna Barisic. And Linda, and this was Linda's words, and she was 100% right. She said he's a coward, Rudy. Yeah, that's exactly what Borna. I've come to that conclusion as well now. I think Linda's 100% right. I think he's got all the talent in the world. He's a Croatian international player, and he's an absolute coward. See, when you watch that Croatian side, I like the Croatians. I like their style of football. I like the way they play. I admire them for being able to get to big finals and stuff like that, and big semi-finals or big competitions. He's no anywhere near as good as most of the Croatian players, in my opinion. I think
you like them because you're strapped to the bench, you table.
My carpet, right? Different colour the walks, you know.
Aye. Right, where am I? So, Stevie, you're right. We have to put it behind you, but people have to accept that it's gone. But look, if people come on and they want to speak about it, of course we'll speak about it. It's only a couple of nights, but we've got to start building up to a big European game. And also, sadly, our new manager came in the door yesterday, and I listened. Again, only my opinion. The guy couldn't get down to the dressing room. There's a work permit involved. There's legal connotations. There's all the implications with the media. Yeah, he started work yesterday.
He couldn't do nothing work-related because of the situation with a permit. He couldn't do anything work-related at all.
It's the same as you, Monday to Friday. Nothing work-related, you know?
I can't get it done because you keep phoning me.
Ross Wilson explained that, didn't he, in the interview?
Oh, Ross Wilson. Did he need a booster seat in that interview?
But he explained that, you know, you get all this garbage in the media and pundits, so-called pundits and all that. Ross Wilson explained that, you know, the work permit wasn't sorted out until Tuesday morning. Monday morning. So had Gio, let's say at half time, Gio went in there and tried to give a bit of help, bit of advice. The next thing you know, see the same pundits and the same so-called journalists in this country, they'd be the first ones onto the SFA and the SPFL saying, "Oh, do you see what's happening out here?" Do you know what I mean?
So the law of the land, not just the law of the land, mate.
Aye, yeah. There's rules and regulations you've got to stick by. You can't just go breaking them just for the sake of some idiots in the media, you know. So Ross Wilson explained that, and I'm perfectly happy with that, to be honest.
I think you're being a bit harsh there in the law of the land. You know they would help our team big time. They would get right back. He's all the help we needed. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's another show.
I wish people could see the studio tonight. Is that a onesie or is it a zipper?
Is that a onesie?
It's onesie. That's part of it, man. I just use it as a wee, like an under shirt jerkin thing, know what I mean?
Okay. As long as you're comfortable, I don't care, yeah, and warm. As long as you're alright. If you're happy, I'm happy. There you go.
Well, the Prince's chair's comfy as anything, isn't it? How did he get a chair like this? This is what I want to know.
Listen, I phoned him today.
And I am jolly, it's a belter.
I phoned him today and all I could hear was Birmingham accents. I says, "Are you doing it at Villa TV?" He says, "No, I'm trying to get a part in the Peaky Blinders as a Billy boy." You know. So we'll see what happens with Bridge is busy. and he will be back with him. He's all right. Everything's all right. He's got some stuff on. He's got to sort out. Yeah.
Right. Good man, Bridge.
Usually, I think if everybody looks back at the show, you'll find he goes to Switzerland every time at this year. Don't know why. All right, so we'll get these phone lines opened and see if people want to come in and speak to you two and see what the thoughts are and start building up to how big a game Thursday is potentially for the club. For the Rudy, it's sad, isn't it? Everything's pounds, shillings and pence. It's a bigger game than Sundays in some respects.
It certainly is, Ox. You know, two goal win, two clear goal win, and it takes us into the last 32. It's all money, Ox. It's all finance. And as you just mentioned, the wee dig you had at me just before the show started, you know, you saw the accounts, didn't you? So this is something that's got to be on our minds, back of our minds, you know. So certainly getting as far into Europe as is possible with this squad of players would be beneficial finance-wise for us, you know. So it's a big game. It's a huge game. It's another game where they have a chance to at least go out and, you know, make their apologies to the fans by getting a good result. It takes us into the last 32, you know, the Europa League. And surely they must have that in their heads, Ox.
Hi, for the rain career, son, you go, Stevie.
I was just about to say, Rudy, for me, it was all about, Europe's always about pound and pence for us, and what the fullest we can do to get some money in the coffers. But I'll tell you what, it's totally the complexion, it's totally changed for me. I'm wanting to see a reaction for Sunday. Yeah. It's all about the reaction for me. It's not even about pound and pence for me. It's all about Giovanni coming in his first game, and I want to see a reaction out of that lot.
Yeah.
And it's more about that for me now than pound and pence.
Are you going to argue with Big Mackay?
I used to shop in there when I was away in Mackay's.
He's a big guy, is Roy. Big Roy. He's a big lad.
As I was saying that, I don't know if any of you seen that clip, but he was shouting at Kent, "Oh, tricks are full circus, just get back to basics." Everybody was so, if that's right, they're no messing about anyway, that's for sure.
Aye, well, it's a good bit of advice for them, really, Stevie, to be honest, because it looks like they don't know how to do the basics right now.
Last time I heard that was Nurse Gladys shouting at Fox.
Poor Fox.
Oh dear, you kill me. Right, get yourself some mute and let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, it's a strange team, this team we've got. You know, they played some tremendous stuff. Even in that debacle that was Sunday, there was some decent football in there at times. You know, I thought Joe Aribo was the best football player on the park. The boy who scores a hat-trick is going to get man of the match. In my opinion, people might say it's slightly different, you know, and maybe saying the end product or whatever, but I thought he was the best player that we had to offer on Sunday. And they take us to some heights with the football, and we've had some fabulous results. But when they've been questioned, particularly at Hampden, our record is really, really poor. When you would think that the big wide pitch would suit us, we don't seem to use it, Rudy. And we've had some poor results in the semi-final of the League Cup, Aberdeen. We've been knocked out with St Mirren quarter-final, then again. You know, you could go on. You know, obviously the final we should have won. We were cheated, but we never.
No, it doesn't matter how you look at it, Ox. It's been an abject failure. As you say, we should have won that League Cup final. We battered them out apart for 90 minutes, and we were cheated out of that final. But we didn't take the chances that day. We should have absolutely horsed them that day. Alfredo even missed a penalty, didn't he?
Yes.
The big goalie saved it, but you know what I mean. Alfredo should put that in the back of the net. So the only way you can look at this is being an abject failure. There isn't any other way of looking at it, Ox. There just simply isn't. You know, to be been in so many cup competitions and still fail to lift about a cup silverware is abject failure. And hopefully, by the time Gio and Roy Mackay and the rest of these boys get their feet in the door and start working with the players, hopefully we see an improvement. Stevie's talking about wanting to see an improvement on Thursday night. I thought possibly we'd see a wee bit of that on Sunday because they know the new manager and coaches are sitting in, or at least one of the coaches is sitting in the stands at Hampden, and it didn't look to me like they were thinking, I need to impress this new manager. Hopefully we get that on Sunday, but it's been a total failure. It's been embarrassing actually at times in Hawks if you look at some of the team. I respect what St Johnstone has done last season as far as the cup competitions and that go. But come on, geese peace. We shouldn't be getting knocked out with Hibs in a semi-final. We shouldn't be getting knocked out with the likes of St Mirren and that. Let's be honest.
I get that, mate. You can have the one-offs. I mean, we've not beat Hibs in a semi-final.
But all these times, Ox.
No, but what I'm saying is, we've not beat Hibs in the semi-final of the Cup since 1947, mate.
That's right, I know.
Was it a good game, Rudy? 47? But what I'm saying is, even teams that we've got are better than that have one-half. You can have one-half results. It's no Sunday's result. Couple with that, the St Johnstone game, Stevie, in the quarter-final of the Scottish Cup.
Yep.
We've got them beat twice, lost goals in the last minutes, ended up losing the game. St Mirren at Love Street, we gets back for 3-1 down, gets it back to 3 each, and then loses a goal in the last minute or 2 each, can't remember. Then this season again against Hibs, it's when you put them all together, it becomes worrying. One-offs, it happens. Good teams lost cup ties. Wimbledon beat Liverpool in a cup final. It happens. Yeah. But when you look at this, you've got to question the mentality of the group. I know the group's changed a bit, but it's the core of the group. You've got to question it, Stevie. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it.
That's the frustrating thing, Ops. We know these boys are all good players. We know they can play as a team. It's the same team that went through the league last season without losing a game, and they played some wonderful, fantastic football. They had great runs in Europe and everything else. And then I'm telling you, and we had this conversation, since we officially won the league last season, the 6 or 7 games after it, they didn't play to the heights that they played before the league was won. And the pre-season was horrendous, apart from maybe the Real Madrid game. And then all this season, we've no fired them. No, it's a mentality thing, because we know we know they can do it. We know this is a frustrating thing we can't get our head around. Most of us were going up to Hampden and said, man to man, on paper, we should take this mob apart today. Right? Man to man. There's a mentality thing, there's something lacking. There's something not right. Griggsy doesn't look the keeper he is. Goldson like if he's that nervous wee fall. With the mistake in him. We know he's always had a mistake in him. Tav. And you could go on and on right through the team, and I'm not wanting to do it individually. As a team, they need to draw a line somewhere and give themselves a shake, because their mentality is absolutely, it's drifting in the sand, I'm afraid.
All right, we've been joined by Kenny. Evening, Kenny. How are you, mate?
Aye, all right. I'm a bit killer. I was on Sunday night when I killed. Put it that way, Aye, anyway, good evening, Stevie. Is it Rudy? Aye.
Rudy.
Kenny.
Aye, all right.
Rudy's a senior tonight, Kenny.
Aye, you're talking there, Stevie, about mentality thing. Mentality for me is not been right all season. Get back into pre-season, everything else. The mentality's been wrong, right at the very start. I singled it, especially Goldson, Sunday after the game, because I singled it a lot more players than him. But he's one player that really has annoyed me. TV has contract thing, him had a lot. It's come into play with us, a lot of that with this team this season. No signing that contract, that infamous interview back in August with the rolling eyes and all the rest of it. To me, it's had an unsettling effect on the team all season for some reason. Also, Morelos, we were talking earlier on there. Now, this goes back to the previous regime here. I mean, he's definitely overweight. If you're overweight, you're not training right. So the previous regime here is at fault. Why is Morelos overweight and he's not fit? He's uninterested looking. I mean, there's a lot of questions here. You know what I mean? It's really bugging you. You know, everything that's happened to you over the last few months. Yeah, things have been allowed to slip big time. The standards are just not there for last season. But you're right what you said there last night. This calendar year, and you get back to the 2nd of January, the Old Firm game, we were pretty poor in that game. All right, we won it. You know, but the league was more or less won for us, to my mind anyway, up to the end of last year. But the standards to stop 1 or 2 games is played all right, you know. So you can get right up to this point, even for the end of a championship winning team, right up to this point. They've not played well all year. In my opinion.
Right, well, I'm not going to argue with fits and starts, bits and pieces, but nothing. On you go, Stevie.
Oh, so I was just going to say to Kenny, do you think beating Celtic 1-0 there papered out a lot of cracks?
The last one, I did actually mean, let's be honest, we didn't play great again. I think the second half maybe the edge of it, you know. But it's been a season, a stop-start. You know, we're all footballing guys. We know football. You see it times that pass. It's a cycle that's came to an end. You know what I mean? And that cycle, that Gerrard's team, it's came to an end. There's too many players now there that shouldn't be there, to my mind. Without naming the obvious ones, you know what I mean? They just shouldn't be there and don't want to be there. You know, when Bronckhorst, we took his first training session this morning, me personally, if I was something, he's the type of guy from what I'm seeing and hearing about him, I would be giving every one of the players individually and going like that, do you want to play for me or do you not want to play for me? If you don't know you're going, you've got to be ruthless because this squad has dipped terribly, you know. And I've got no great faith about Thursday night. He's not a miracle worker.
Kenny, see in the last couple of domestic league games when we scored 10 goals, I was starting to get of the opinion that maybe we were turning this corner. Maybe we were starting to find a bit of form, you know, individually and collectively. But I never saw any of that on Sunday. I never saw anything on Sunday that made me think that we had turned a corner and that individually and collectively as a team we were starting to see a bit of form coming into play here. Yeah, I thought that in the last two league games. I find it hard to explain what's happening here because we have been so poor, apart from the odd 30 minutes here, the odd first half or second half there. You know, collectively, it's like the whole team. It's almost every one of them, you know, for the start of the season, even in the pre-season friendlies, never showed up.
I think that's when it started.
I agree, Ops. I agree, yeah.
Listen,
the end of the day, we're all mad Rangers fans. We wanted
just calm down.
Sorry, Ops.
That's all right, mate. Calm down. We've been joined by Jordan, but I'll come right back to you. Take your point up. Giovanni comes up to say, Mr. A, or I wouldn't name any names, right? But I'll say he walks up to Mr. BB, right? And he says, do you want to be here? He says, I want to be here. But he doesn't want to be here. He's no psychologist, mate.
Yeah, I know that. But
it's difficult, you know. And meanwhile, your agents try to get you moved. That's modern football. It's ruthless. And the players have all the power and all the. We've got a few players who can leave, sign pre-contracts. Some have got 1 year deals that suited us. Goldson can sign for somebody shortly. It can happen. Same as we signed.
I'll get a taxi rate for him.
You know, well, you'll not be alone, mate. You'll not be alone. But look, I think Van Bronckhorst, I think he's intelligent, articulate man. He mentioned discipline yesterday, Stevie. And before we bring Jordan in, I'll go to you. And I think he'll suss them out with the ones that don't want to put the graft in. That's how I think he'll suss them out, Stevie.
Well, he did mention that's what I was going to come in with there. He did mention it's a wee bit refreshing to hear. He's a disciplinarian or whatever the word is, but only the way you're going to find out if people are waggy is through playing games. He will find out. They can turn around and look him in the eye and say, I'm waggy, I'm buying into what you're doing. But you'll find out on a Saturday or a Sunday, whenever you're playing, Giovanni's no daft. He'll suss out if this guy's with me or no. I mean, I'm telling you now, Barnabaras is in that team on Thursday night, man, I'm going to get down and chat Murray Park store, because I wouldn't let anybody buy me the way that boy does. And see the way they stone over him when they knock him down and everything. I'm telling you, I'm that's the only one player I want to have a go at, because I need to take my frustration out on somebody. And I'm telling you now, I hope Big Bassie's in that team on Thursday night. I really do.
Bassie should have been playing on Sunday, Stevie.
I did intimate that in the pre-match show. But anyway, I've been joined by Jordan. Evening, Jordan.
Hi guys, how you doing? All right?
Hey,
how you doing?
All right. You turned that frown upside down?
No, I'm still really feeling it to Saturday, Sunday. I just seen the quote for Richard Goff today. I don't know if you've seen it. Just talking about what his playing days were like at Rangers, and you found out what a true captain was at the end of the day. And you've seen Goldson's comments on Sunday, and I was quite annoyed with it. But see, after seeing that comment that Richard Goff made, it's actually made me even more angry now. And I'm just thinking, what's the point in some of these players being here if they're finding that they're probably somewhat better in the club? They've won a title in what, fucking 10 years or something like that. Sorry for swearing. And they just think that actually what they had to do, that was Gerard's mission. And now that he's away, they can do whatever they want. At the end of the day, the demands of this football club are extraordinary. That shirt is heavy to wear, and if you're not committed every single game to be here, as far as I'm concerned, you're at the door, and that's the way it should be.
I just want to see, when you look at that Hall of Fame and you see a Danish guy there who's been in the press talking about Morelos, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, yeah. Did he walk away from it? Did he down tools for a season?
No, he did not.
Did he know?
Oh, he did actually.
Well, he did, alright, huh?
Yeah, last season before he left.
What you want to talk about, just to be clear?
Brian Laudrup.
Never kicked his backside, mate.
One of the greatest players we've ever seen. Honestly, Ibrox, one of the greatest players we've ever seen. Look, players have got all the power, mate. They can sit there. You can't chase them out the door, and that's the problem when you give them contracts. You're gambling all the time. But I know that the Goldson comments have upset a lot of people. I didn't get upset about it personally. I get the point, and old David made it very eloquently. Should have maybe said it in the dressing room. I accept that, but I'm not going to criticise somebody for being honest. And he was honest.
He was honest what he said. He was honest what he said, but some of the comments are just a couple of the phrases have turned that right the story completely around in its head, basically. When you don't come out and you admit to things, and he shouldn't have done that at the end of the day, right on Premier Sports TV of all channels. But I mean, it's just, I don't know, to be honest.
But let's put it in context, right? But they lost the game as a group of players. He's one of them, so he threw himself under the bus. Should he have said it? Arguably no. But let's not shy away from the fact, as a group of players, they let us down in the semi-final. Stevie?
I mean, listen, the caller there, the boy who's called in there, I can only agree with him, but nitpicking, you can nitpick at things. I mean, Brian Laudrup and Timmy's a different league for like the team we've got now. That team to this team's totally night and day.
He would beat them on his own.
Aye.
Well, this is what we're talking about. So to come out and say Laudrup never kicked his bum and all that, we're kind of nitpicking there a wee bit. I get what the guy's talking about, and let's be honest. It's raw emotion. The cameras are in your face. You're hyper after a game. You've been beat. You're angry. Your head's down. It's just sheer raw emotion. And me personally, I'm not making excuses for him. Maybe he said Durang hanging out should have been kept in the dressing room.
Potentially, that's a valid point of view.
But that's the last thing. Our paying support. I said to Jats, I'm not getting back, but he went back to Thursday. Do you know what I mean? So I'm there Thursday, I'll be there on Sunday, and I'm through to Easter Road on the Wednesday. So, win, lose or draw, but we can all say daft things when we're angry. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's it, I'm done, I'm not getting back. Right, you'll be there on Thursday, Dad, don't tell a lot of rubbish. Raw emotion, heat of the minute, just that, the boy get caught up, I think. He said the wrong thing. There's no way Connor Goldson goes out with a Rangers strip on saying a draw all day is a day. No way. We've heard them talking about what Rangers mean to them and stuff like that. I think it's just been raw emotion, but it's the last thing the support wanted to hear for their vice captain. But it
could have been worse, mate. He could have said all the usual sound bites and platitudes and said we gave it everything we can, but we weren't good enough on the day.
He was trying to say something different, come out with something different that would make the Rangers support believe, well, look, the big one's upset. He's come out and said A, B, C and D, and maybe D didn't really need to be said. You know, it's just one of the one. But
listen, the big story isn't Connor Goldson, Jordan. It's the fact that we lost the game 3-1.
It's a team effort.
Aye. Look, people have different views on Goldson. They never upset me. I've said it. I never lost any sleep over it. I lost sleep over the fact that we lost 3-1, Kenny.
I know, but the thing is, all right, Goldson came in and said it, and incidentally, when I was on here on Sunday night, I was even aware of the comments at that time, you know, even angry even more, when I found out about an hour later what he's actually said. But if that's the mentality of the rest of the team, I mean, that's again gets back to the previous regime. I mean, we are Rangers fans, right? They play for us, they represent us on that park. I'm not caring if you're 5-0 down at half time. I still expect to win that game 6-5. That's the way I was brought up. I'm just going to 3-1. You start the game 2-0 down. You know what I mean? Even personally myself, when the penalty went in Sunday, I said to my daughter, I feel the game's over now. But I'm not playing for the club. For him to come out and say that, no. And if that's the mentality of that team, Melbourne Broncos has got a big job.
Gary,
that's pure defeatist stuff.
Gary, can I just say this to you, mate? We're all the same. We're Rangers. Everything we enter, we want to win. We want to win, and we want a fluent to play great stuff and all the rest of it. Can I say something that's childish and daft as this to you? I played my boy at FIFA, the game they all play on a PlayStation. And he went Celtic and I went Rangers and he beat me and I smashed the remote control up because I was pure feeling.
I can tell you a better one than that. My daughter years ago was going to me played tennis. I like tennis. I fractured my shoulder. I was going to get surgery and everything. Actually competitive arm.
Gary, if something's got the Rangers badge on it, mate, we all want it.
I know.
You name it, we want them to win. We all get it. But we've also got to get that these guys, they've no right to go out and win every week. They've got to play to, earn it. And some of the things the boys said, it's just a modern game now. And I don't think it's the right thing for somebody to go out right after a 3-1 defeat and be put in front of telecameras, because I wouldn't like it done. I would probably end up in the jail saying some of the stuff I would come out with. You know what I mean?
I was very angry when I first watched it, Kenny. I was angry at what he said. I thought that's the kind of thing that should be left behind and left in the dressing room. I also was angry about the fact that I can't imagine other Rangers teams, sitting there thinking at half-time in a semi-final, 3-1, thinking the game's over at half-time. You've got enough 45 minutes to score at least 2 goals to take it into it.
Could you imagine guys like Ian Ferguson, Ian Durant, Richard Goff, John Brown saying, we're beat here? No way.
But see, when you see the calmness, that I'm a bit calmer now about the result than I was the other day, believe me. Stevie's right, though. See, what would you rather? Would you rather he came out and just gave a whole load of platitudes and then, shut it off and just walked away? I thought you could, when I watched it again, I actually thought you could see the disappointment in him. I think you could see it in his face and his words, the way he was talking. And he knew that he had let the club down. Not just him, the whole team had let the club down, and that they had left let the fans down. Kenny, I thought.
Well, maybe, but I mean, You're right, as I said, I've said it a few times on here. I keep getting back to that interview we had in August regarding he's asked the questions that day at the press conference. They got the eyes rolling, it's outrageous on him, but he couldn't give a direct answer. He couldn't look you straight in the eye, and somebody did look you straight in the eye right away. I've got a thing about it. I like people who can look you in the eye. That day, he rolled his eyes. It's dragged on all season. All players said it a few times on this show, incidentally, about this. To me, I'm not blaming it all on him, but it's certainly not helped us, you know, is he gone, is he staying or what, you know what I mean? It's got to have an unsettling effect on the team. He's a vice captain.
I'm just going to run something back to you. You know, teams lose games of football. October 1976, this team lost 5-1 in a semi-final in
Aberdeen at Hampden.
Kennedy, Jardine, Miller, Greg Jackson, Kenny Watson, Tommy McLean, Bobby McKean, Derek Parlin, Alan McDonald and Martin Henderson.
Wow.
They lost 5-1.
How was that again?
We just come back off the back of winning a treble. You get results, you get freak performances. It's how you react to them, Jordan, and how you move on for them is the big thing. No, we've got a new manager in place. All our focuses should be getting behind Giovanni van Bronckhorst, picking up the pieces. Sunday's gone. Jordan.
Aye. That's what I try and look at. I just want the best for Rangers at the end of the day. I don't want to get through. I know obviously what's happened the past 10 years, but to get through a lifetime with a major trophy or something like that, do you know what I mean? That's all Rangers at the end of the day. I just want to see full-on success back. I know that's maybe asking a bit too much at the end of the day, but I just think that's what the Rangers fans are about.
We blew 2 cups last year. We blew 2 cups last year, yeah?
And we might have
been in a final. We should have been in a final this year. We blew it, mate. You're right. That's fact.
I think it's only natural to feel disappointed, majorly let down by that. I know people have got different opinions at the end of the day, but as a Rangers fan, that's what I want from a football club at the end of the day. That's what I think I pay for, and that's what I think I deserve. As all other fans should, to be fair.
Don't think I wasn't disappointed, mate. I'm just trying to put it into context, mate, yeah?
Oh, we are.
Sometimes I don't always say what I feel on here, Rudy.
I've heard you, mate. I think you've just got to look forward now. I think Sunday's byway. It was disappointing. I struggled to eat my tea on Sunday night, my dinner. You know what I mean? I think you've just got to move on now. It's a new era. I sat and watched Gio's interview the other day and yesterday, and I was excited about stuff after I listened to him, you know, thinking the new era, you know, with new coaches coming in, they'll have fresh ideas, you know, and maybe that's what this squad needs. Maybe they just need some new ideas, you know, some fresh impetus, you know, big Roy Mackay in there at the training centre, bawling and shouting at them, you know, and possibly on Thursday night we'll see that. I think we've got to hope for that, because I really do think at some point we'll get to if they don't improve and if we don't get a bit of a bounce with the new coaching staff, I don't think come January Gio will mess about with them. I think he's too professional, Ox. I think he'll just say, right, don't need you, and I don't need you.
Mate, it's not that simple. That's the point I'm trying to make.
No, I totally get that. But you're not going to play players who are not going to play for you, are you? You're not going to play players who are in bad form, are you?
But you're not going to be able to get other players in if they don't move, mate.
No, I don't know. Well, it remains to be seen what will happen. But I'm hoping we do get a bit of a kick off the new coaching staff and all that, and the new manager, New York's, you know. That's what I'm hoping for.
I hope you're right. Okay, all right. But we're experienced players in that team are Al McGregor, Stephen Davis, yeah? I mean, obviously, there's not a lot of kids really in it now, Stevie. But they've not had success. They've not been serial winners. But McGregor and Davis, as the fact is that they're at the twilight of their career. We need more hunger in the team. As Goldson mentioned the word hunger, don't want to go back to him again. But we maybe need to be a bit of drive with a nice side. That'd be a very nice side.
Aye, as far as medals goes, I hope Giovanni walks in with all his and shows him his, you know. Ox, I mean, I just can't get my head around this team. they've took us to such that they set the bar that high last year. I know we get picked at the post with St Mirren. I was at all the games, but the bottom line, they've took us in some journey, and then they came. I think you hit the nail on the head, and I said it earlier on myself. It's the reaction I want to see here. It's the reaction I want to see on Thursday night. It's not even about it's a European team we're playing. I want to see how this mob's going to react. And by the way, Giovanni, he mentioned, I keep getting back to it, discipline. He mentioned he's a disciplined man. And I just hope to God he drills this mob. I hope he brings them back down to earth and he gets them moving again. Big Roy Mackay and gets them going again. I really do.
Roy Mackay, there's a name for you, Rudy.
You wouldn't know he was Dutch, would you, really, unless you knew who he was? But Roy Mackay knows about football. He was a hell of a player, sort of Deportivo. I think he was at Tenerife before that, and then banged goals for fun at Deportivo, goals for fun, and then ended up at Bayern Munich. And you saw what he'd done at Bayern Munich. I know he was linked to us, wasn't he, a couple of times, I think, too. He's a
only because we thought we were signing him because of the 3-4 rule, I think.
Yeah, right. But he was a hell of a player, Ox, and and if players can't pick up sort of, if they can't pick their form up, being coached by guys like Roy Mackay and Giovanni van Bronckhorst, Stevie just said there, all the boys have got to do is take their medals and put them on the table and say, look at that pile of medals there. That's what we've done in our careers. It's your turn now. It's
you mean the same as Michael Beale done?
Michael Beale. Right. Enough said.
All right. Talking about guys with vast experience and got loads of medals. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was a Boer. But we've been joined by old Davy. How we doing, Davy?
Good evening, boys. Good evening. All right, David. Thanks. I appreciate your comment about what I said about Goldson, because I heard Barry Ferguson today, and he slaughtered him for what he says, but that's all past. But what I was going to say and ask you tonight is, see, come Thursday, see if there's no 4 changes to that team.
What's your changes? Go on, Davy. You're on it.
My changes, starting for the front, Morelos.
Right.
Barisic.
Right.
The goalie.
Yep.
And I wouldn't play Goldson, but we've got nobody else.
Right. So you go for 3 then?
I'll go for 3. Definitely. Bassey and Patterson is going to play, even if they're... The only thing I'm saying, Ox, regarding this is, if what Van Bronckhorst watched there, and he can't see that, we've got a problem.
I thought it was a strange decision to drop Bassey because he'd actually done all right, Rudy, the last few games.
I think Big Bassey has done really well in the last few games. And all right, he's made 1 or 2 mistakes, but Ox, he's got loads of ambition. You can see it in him. My career's up and down that left side of the park. He's an absolute tank of a player. He's massive, I just couldn't believe it on Sunday when I seen Barisic, because Barisic has done nothing this season, absolutely nothing this season. How he got in ahead of Bassey is just totally beyond me. How he get in ahead of Bassey is just totally beyond me. Now, but out the two of them, technically, Barisic is the best player, technically, but he certainly no showed it this season the way Big Bassey has. I would have had Bassey ahead of Barisic every day of the week now. Right now, I would.
Stevie?
I was just going to come in and say, look, when you compare the 2 players, the only thing that Borna has got our Big Bassey is that crossing of the ball.
Left foot, that's it. He's left foot. Nothing else.
That's all he's got, Rudy, that's all he's got. The big man's got pace, he's got tackle, he's got presence, he's harder. Yep. I dare say he's fitter, he's younger. The only thing that Borna's got is that wonder left foot, that cross. That is all he's got. And see, Big Bassey, but I mean, remember Bassey's pass? He put it right onto Tav's foot there at Motherwell when he volleyed at him. By the way, the big man's a diamond. He just needs polished up a wee bit. He'll get there through game time. But listen, I get back to saying it, and I'm always one for just winding my neck in and keeping things in-house. But I must say, Borna Barisic, man, is the most softest Croatian player I've ever seen. They're normally all big, solid players that they don't mess about. And unfortunately, man, we've got one that you would fit in at a gay pride parade.
Hey, you leave me. Leave me all just there.
We'll go to our gay pride expert, Davy.
Hold on, I get my suspenders off.
Rangers anyone.
Can I just say something here, guys? Well, what I want about Barisic, right? Okay, but when has Tavernier ever been sent off in his puff? Because he can't tackle a first summer.
No,
Davey, everybody knows Tav's no a defender. Everybody goes to Rangers knows it's no his strong point in his game. Tav's strong point in his game is getting up, doing wee 1-2s and getting the ball, attacking. You know what I mean? Bombing down that wing. That's Tav's strong point.
Yeah.
We all know he's not the greatest tackler. He has tidied up a bit. He was worse than what he was, believe it or not. But that's no his strong point. And let's be honest, he's not the captain of Rangers because he's a bad player, right? This is what we're to remember. You know, for me personally, on Thursday night, I would play Tav for his European experience. I would play him. I would change the goalie and I'd change Bassey. I really would. That'd be the two that I would change, and I think it would probably make a big difference in that team. And then if Tav is having one of their games, then you've always got a young boy to come on and take for there.
I'll tell you something else, Stevie. I'd start with Sakala ahead of Alfredo and as well on Thursday night because, all right, Alfredo on his game might be a better player. Most people would consider him to be a better player than Sakala. But I'll tell you something, Sakala won't stop running. He won't stop running at players and he won't stop trying to make things happen. Alfredo hasn't done any of that. He's not done any of that this season for me. So I'd start with Sakala.
What old Davy done? He gave us his team. He gave us part of his team. Davy, you're Giovanni van Bronckhorst. You're picking your first Rangers team. Let's hear it.
Well, it's good that he's there anyway because that's after what Gerard doing a runner and taking everything with him. And that's one of the biggest...
Come on, Davy, get off that bench. We want your team on Thursday night.
For the team?
Aye.
Well, some of them are injured.
Come on, Davy, I've got my work tomorrow. He's your team for Thursday.
Well, again, McLaughlin.
Yep.
It's got to be the back three. I would be... Well, you've got to... The back four's got to be... Who I hate to say is Goldson, Bassey. I don't know if... Is Balogun fit?
We'll assume he's fit, mate. We'll assume he's fit.
Right, and Tavernier. The middle of the field, I think Davis needs a wee rest. I would bring the other boy in, Janino. Bacuna. I think he was starting to show good stuff in the midfield along with... I would even bring Jack in there. I would have Ken, Sakala. I'm not too sure. And maybe Hagi.
Oh, you were doing ever so well there, David, weren't you?
It's my suspenders are digging into me.
No. Rangers, just letting you know, and Kenny will vouch for this, Rangers are a team for everyone and anyone.
Right, see you later, boys.
Right, David, catch you later.
Good night.
Hey, David.
His old hot chocolate must be ready for him, Stevie. All right for some, innit?
Excuse me, it wasn't me who started all this. I never said anything about trans.
No.
But that's my team anyway. That's my team.
Okay, all right. Right. Aye, interesting. I don't think you'd be alone in some of the decisions. Rudy, if Balogun's fit, I'm playing Bassett left back personally.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I told you what I think of Borna. Fed up with him. Absolutely fed up with him. And if the rumours coming for down south are true about an 8 million bid by Villa, Aston Villa for Borna Barisic, get him gone. Fed up with him. Absolutely. I think
that's me spreading that, so I'm going to worry about it, Rudy.
But I start with Bassett, honestly, and I'd be having a wee word in Tav's ear. Hopefully Gio says to him, you need to up your game, pal. You're the captain of this club. You need to start up your game a wee bit. You've got a boy who Everton were willing to pay £8 million for that we knocked back no so long ago there. It came in with a £5 million bid and they knocked it to 8 and we still knocked it back. So I'd be saying to Tav, we've got a young guy sitting there who's been, basically is an £8 million player. So you need to up your game a bit. You're a club captain. As far as the centre backs go, there's nothing we can do about that. I've told you before, Ox, I've no faith in the boy Jack Simpson. I hope he goes on to prove me wrong.
He can't play on Thursday, mate.
He can't play. He's on the pool.
That's right. Aye.
Come on, Rudy. Rudy, listen to this. Do your homework before you come on here.
As far as the centre backs go, we have no option. It's as simple as that. We've not got any option. The sooner Helander gets back, the better. Will they look at bringing Katic back in January for Hagi split? Possibly. But
he's not setting the head on fire, mate.
No, I know he isn't. But so we're stuck with Goldson and Balogun. That's it. Either that, you put Bassey in there and you allow Borna Barisic to play with
centre-half. He ain't a centre-half.
No, not a centre-half.
He's got a 10-ball back, Rudy.
No, I know. It's not his position. His position is left back. Big Bassey's a left back. I love watching him there. Fire in his belly, and you can see that with the way he plays.
So they might have to be Stevie. They might have to play Barisic since Thursday night. If Balogun's injured, I can see they'll put Bassett in the central defence.
Well, I'll have to do the option.
So, Barisic just get very well playing. He never showed up in the training ground. Well, I could see anyway.
No, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. We'll maybe pick some stuff up tomorrow in the press conference when we fit. Well, maybe no give too much away because he'll be keeping his cards close to his chest.
Well, that's part of the fact. They get horsed at the weekend. They get, was it 4-0 or something? They get beat. And the highlights I see that you're lucky with 6, 7 and 8. They're not a good team.
Well, this could be a high-scoring game at the weekend.
It's got to be 8-6 or something.
I will see what it takes us. But what?
Hey, listen, Ogs, I'm going to pull out. Thanks for having me on.
Right, Kenny, you look after yourself.
And we'll speak to you all later. We'll talk to all you guys, right? Speak to you later. Right, bye, good night.
Hey, Kenny.
Night, Kenny. Good night.
Right, okay, right. Are you going to sign my petition today away with these free bus passes, Davey?
I've not got mine yet.
Worst thing that's ever happened. Can I get on the bus? Right, where are we? Right. Are we at that time of night? Nearly. I'm only kidding, Davey. I'm only kidding. Right, where are we? We're going to have a tune, and then we'll get some more callers to bring in. And then we'll see. I'll just put this thought in your head before the tune. How big a game is Thursday night? Right, okay, put that thought in your mind. It's a couple of minutes and see what you think. All right, and I'll start with Big Stevie. So get yourself a mute, because we're going to have a tune.
Now there's a pub in Green Street where all good proddies you will meet. So come down here and together we'll have a jab. A welcome there you will receive, so good that you won't want to leave. A fine wee pub is Saltcoats Mermaid Bar. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. We all support the Queen and Crown. The prices here are the best in town. The bar staff, they are one terrific crew. Everyone laughing, full of cheer. It's one tremendous atmosphere. Singing to support the red, white and blue. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. It's nice to come to the Mermaid Bar when Rangers are playing at Tybrook Park. You'll forget your worries and all your cares, singing songs against the Thames before you watch the Rangers win. For everyone here supports the Teddy Bears. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. If you are up from Belfast town, Tyrone, Fermanagh or County Down, Armagh, Antrim or London, Derry shores, the Mermaid is the place for you, so come and have a drink or two. Next time in Saltcoats you'll want to come back for more. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. You'll hear the sash and Derry's walls, just like in your own wee orange halls. The banter here you will enjoy as long as you're a proddy boy. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all. A good time in the Mermaid is had by one and all.
All right.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
We've started doing requests. That was for the gallant pioneer in the YouTube lobby. Yeah. All right. Okay. Put you on the spot. Wee bit of thinking there. Economics, football, passion, the support, all these things come into the mix. Thursday night, Stevie.
Thursday night means everything in a club. Listen, for a mixture of things, cash, Giovanni, and a response to that performance on Sunday. It means absolute everything. Mentally as well, getting us back on track. Can beat us. If we can beat this Bob on Thursday night with a couple of goals and sneak ourselves into the next round of that tournament, that could give us a wee boost and give us a wee lift mentally. But everything is obviously money. Money helps Gio, doesn't it? He strengthens or do what he wants to do and all. Although Ross Wilson already said that he's already spoke to the board, and if Gio then needs it, then they would come to the fore. So, but it means everything, Knox. It means absolutely everything to us on Thursday night.
Okay.
But yeah,
Rudy Bear.
Aye, Stevie's 100% right. Stevie said there about 10, 15 minutes ago, whenever it was, he was talking about Thursday night, how he's still going to be there. You know, of course he is. And that's so with the Bears. There'll be 50,000 Bears there on Thursday night, and they want to see a performance. They want to see a reaction from what was a dreadful result and probably dreadful performance on Sunday. So they want to see a result. The fact of getting into the last 32 of the Europa League is a feat in itself for the way this team are playing, because not even in Europe have we been that great either. Not just domestically. In Europe we haven't hit the heights that we did the last couple of seasons. So it would be great to get that 2-goal win, get into the last 32. Financially, every step you take in a European competition brings in more money. The longer you play in a European competition, the better. And maybe just if they can get that one, a decent one, a couple of goals, get us into the last 32, maybe they'll start to pick their heads up a wee bit. Maybe we'll start to hit a bit of form. Maybe we'll give them a bit of a G-up. That and a combination of having a new manager, a new coaching staff, fresh ideas, new ideas, But it's massive. It's a massive game. Because if we go out there on Thursday night and take a scalping, Ox, it's not going to make us feel any better taking a scalping. So we'll have to win on Thursday night. Preferably one well playing good football.
All right. We've been joined by the one and only Bob. Good evening, Bob.
Hi, how you doing, everybody? All right?
Evening, Bob.
I couldn't agree more with what the boys are saying. It's imperative that we win on Thursday night for a confidence booster. And I don't think if we hit our game, which we've been waiting on all season, I don't think it's beyond the bounds of possibility we can beat this team. They're not any better than what we are. I believe they got beat 4-0 at the weekend.
Yep.
Aye.
They got bumped 4-0 at the weekend. All right, that's not got any bearing on our game on Thursday night. And they're starting to make noises in the paper about everybody's going to hate them. Well, fair enough. That's entirely up to them. That's their decision. You saw the way their fans behaved in the first game. Not that I'm advocating bad behaviour with your support. But no, it's still beyond the bounds of possibility that we can win this game without our game. I just wonder what Gio had to say to the boys this morning after Sunday. And he's got them there. He's not had a lot of time with them. He's only had a couple of days preparation. And then we're into the mire again. So, hey ho, Rangers, let's go for it again. Let's hope we can get a good performance and a good result and a confidence booster for the rest of the pictures we've got coming up.
I don't know what he does with Sunday's game there, Bob, if I'm being honest, mate. Does he go in and mention it, or does he start looking forward and start putting his own ideas?
Well, that's history, New York. I mean, he's got to look forward now. I mean, we can't go back. I mean, he obviously mentioned the flat performance, and come on, lads, we must do better, a lot better. We're capable of a lot better than this. So, it's all about looking forward now. There's some very, very important fixtures coming up, and we've got to be organised, ready, and up for it. The financial side of things, I don't know. I was never an expert on that. I'll leave it to you guys. But we've still got a good squad of players, and all we need to do is hit a bit of form. And it's frustrating that we're waiting week after week after week. But we need to stop the trend of going at Golden. Need to stop that. We must get our noses in front of you, right? Oh, sorry, on you go.
Big 7 games in a row, Davey. Give your thoughts on the game on Thursday, and then take that point up. 7 games in a row, we've lost the first goal.
Well, it's what we were talking about the other night there when they got the first corner. Everybody's turning the other way, isn't they? Because they're saying, is this when it's going to happen? And it did. But I think GBB will be the kind of guy who gives you the impression when he gets on the television, he's a nice guy, but I think he's a different type of manager. I don't think he'll walk in there and say, look, guys, that wasn't good enough. He'll go in there and say, that's not going to happen again, and take it for there, and then he'll tell them what that game means. And the time he's got, it's going to be difficult. And I don't think we all want them to do the business. And as far as I'm concerned, what I want to see is, I want everyone in the rain to go out and play there on Thursday, to leave everything and go out in that park. And that didn't happen on Sunday.
Aye, you're right. We can't sugarcoat it up. Bob, you're right. Davy's right. It never happened. We have to look forward. Did you hear Davy's suggestion, and popular suggestion, may I add, for changing the team on Thursday? Bob, you any thoughts?
I don't know what he can do on Thursday. I mean, that was a pretty strong lineup he had out on the Sunday, then it flopped. what changes you can make, I don't know. He will adjust that. Maybe bring in the boy Vicuna. I mean, he did play well against Ross County, but this is a far superior side to Ross County. But I don't know. I haven't heard, just everybody else. I'm still reeling for the performance on Sunday, and we'll wait to see what Gio does on Thursday. I'd rather say that. Bring in the boy Vicuna in the middle of the park. He'll give us a better chance. I think he's not a bad player already. Mm-hmm. But apart from that, maybe try same again. Or maybe Morelos, if he's not doing it, put Sakala in his start. Change that about, yeah.
I agree with you.
Maybe take Harfield out and Morelos and put Bakuna in there and put Sakala through the middle and go with the same back four. You'll hate to go with the same back four. Well, it doesn't have to, with all the speculation of young Patterson, but that remains to be seen.
You can't play Barisic.
Well, Barisic will play if Balogun's got an injury, mate. Yeah?
Well, still wouldn't play him. I'd put one of the boys in.
I get your point.
I play McGregor at fullback and play Barisic. There you go.
Well, Barisic's got an injury, is he?
No, Davy's just not a fan.
Wow.
No, because he's not trying a leg, that's how.
No, he's been poor, mate. He's been poor all season, if I'm being honest about it.
Must agree, he's been very poor.
No. Yes, mate.
Know how Bridges disappeared for a week? Is he back in training? Is he playing on Thursday?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. If Bridges had been playing, we wouldn't have lost that first goal.
No.
Aye, but okay. It'll be interesting to see what the team is on Thursday, and I feel a bit sorry for Giovanni van Bronckhorst, Rudy Bear, because he's not any guidance on this, and it's went a wee bit flat. Hopefully, he changes it all around about on Thursday. Yeah.
If we'd have got a decent result at the weekend, and sort of I'd have been chuffed, I suppose. First game, all right, he didn't take charge of the team, but first game, kind of just at the start of his tenure as Rangers manager, he'd have been out in the dressing room this week. He'd have spoke to players that were happy, buoyed up, ready to go for a big game on Thursday night. But, it was absolute, so... Aye, we've discussed the Sunday game, right? So he's got 2 days. How much does he know about the players? How much does he know about how the team have been playing this season? I'm sure him and his coaching staff will have made an effort to sit down and watch at least some of the games for this season. They'll have an idea. I'm sure they'll speak to staff that's still there as well, about what's been going on behind the scenes, what the feeling is behind the scenes for the players. But it's huge games for him, Ox, coming up, and he's not got much time, has he? He's got a couple of days before the game on Thursday, then he's right on to, he's got another day or two, and he's on to Sunday, and then they just keep coming, don't they? And he's not getting much time in between games, It's like almost a game every 3-4 days. He's not getting much time in between games to work with players and try to get a better idea of what he thinks he'd like to see on the park. Put across to the players what he wants them to do on the park, But look, that's been Rangers manager for Yorks.
He's just keep coming. Talking about guys who keep coming. That doesn't sound very nice. We've been joined by Alex Kelly. How are we doing, Alex?
I don't like that introduction. Come on,
I don't know, didn't it? It sounded better in my head, but when I said it just didn't work, mate. Sorry.
All right, Alex.
That's one of the best things yet. Good evening, gents.
Hey, man, Alec.
Evening, Alex.
Rudy, we've not heard about your dinner for a while. What did you have the night? I want to know.
You're half up on Sunday.
Gammon steak and chips, a big pile of peas. It was magic, Alec.
Oh,
magic. Smoked gammon steak, Rudy, or just an unsmoked?
Oh, I like a bit of a smoked one, I have to be honest. I don't like this pineapple crap or not. It's got to be an egg, a nice soft egg on the top of it as well, mate.
Right, that's us done with Master Chef for the night.
Making me hungry, you lot.
Right, Sunday. Oh, jeez. Where do we start? I've had a couple of days there to calm down and reflect, and I'm still raging. And it's not just the performance. Goldson's comments are indefensible for me. That's as bad as what Tavernier said a couple of years ago after the Kilmarnock game. We can't play under pressure. We don't like it in our face. Well, I'm afraid it's back to the days because Hibs started that game with half an Aribo after 20 seconds. They were putting it right up us right away, and what did our players do? They went into their shell the way they usually do. We thought we'd overcome it last year with winning the title. Yeah, beauty. We've got that monkey offer back. We've got a winning mentality in the team. This team has went back 2-3 years. I think Gerrard's been keeping a lid on it. I think Goldson's been a problem, and he's now become a bad apple in that dressing room for me. Him and Tavernier, I don't know what it is. They're meant to be the leaders in our team. That reflects totally where we are on Sunday. The performance after the A2 in particular was abysmal. I wouldn't see Goldson in the Rangers shirt again.
Do you think they two are the worst players on our team on Sunday?
They're a massive problem. They're a massive.
I never asked you that.
No. I think Morelos was abysmal. I think Barisic was abysmal. I think McGregor. I'm sorry, but I think this is Alan's last season. I thought our midfield overran. There were just so many bad things. Balogun didn't paint himself in glory at all, but he's having to cover for not only Barisic but Goldson. He's having to cover. He's getting fun out because left centre half is no his position. He's having to fill in there on the back end. Hillander been missing out the team, but there are cracks appearing all over the team now. And I think Gerrard leaving there is just gave carte blanche. The what do you call it? The thing is the thing. Oh, I'm starting my words now. I'm not angry, honestly. The asylum. What do you call it? The asylums took over there.
Lunatics.
The asylum. I couldn't get that out.
This is Rangers Radio, no Ibrox Radio.
Oh, don't start with that big Al pattern now.
Yeah.
But I'm so angry.
Big Al's still in shock. We talked to the boss.
Oh, don't tell me he's taking a wee shine to the boss there.
No, not at all. No, I think the boss put him in his place.
Oh, good.
Can I come in here, Ox?
Yes, Bob.
Just for a moment, I'll tell you briefly what I hope and pray doesn't happen. I hope that we didn't become the laughing stock this year, but they were last year. God forbid that happen. I don't want that to happen. Just like the rest says, what the performances to improve. Doesn't matter who's the personnel that's in the team. And I'm with you. Hey, Alec, I'm with you, pal. I'm still angry, hurt and frustrated about Sunday to be 3-0 doing after half an hour against a load of journeymen that we should beat. But hey-ho, we didn't. It's history. But I'd really, really hope that we didn't get down the path of what they were last year. And by God, the way we're playing and performing the new is very possible. So let's make sure that doesn't happen, Mr. Van Bronckhorst. Thanks for that, Ox.
Right, okay. So what we're saying here, Stevie, if I'm reading this room right, and I look across at you sitting in Bridges' chair, if people saying we needed a new manager, we needed a change. Is it stale? Are we being lucky? Is these circumstances worked out for us?
Well, it could work out. But I'm going to take things. When Gerrard left, I was gutted. I liked him, man. I liked the way he carried himself. He was everything a manager I wanted. He had the team playing. Can I just remember everybody here too? Alec Kelly was on, and nearly everything Alec was saying. Look, we can see it. We're no blind, but we're 4 points clear at the top of the league here, guys.
Right.
You know, on said and done, and the competition that, if somebody told me to know you're no one anything else by the league, would you be happy? I'd take the hand off for it. I'd take the horn off for it. Right, so, guys, we're 4 points still at the top of the league. Ox might be right. Gio coming in at this time, it might have been a good thing. Maybe the Gerrard come to the Indies, did Did he have a plan B? Was the players playing for him to end up there? Was his heart somewhere else? You know, look, it might be a great thing, and the timing might just be right. Knew that Van Bronckhorst is taking over, but guys, listen, we've got to give the guy time. You know, just after the club, just for talking's sake. Of course, I hope it never happens. What if we get beaten Thursday night? Are we going to turn on Van Bronckhorst? You know, the bottom line here is we've got to give the guy time. And as Ock says, I think this might be the right time. It might just work out perfect for us, the way this is all falling into place. Yes, he didn't take her. A lot of Bears were saying that he should have been down, but due to work permits that, he couldn't take in, he couldn't do interviews, he couldn't do nothing to do with work because of the permits. So the bottom line is, for me, we just need to get behind the team on Thursday night, and it might all be about timing. Ops might be right there, what he says about Van Bronckhorst coming in at this time.
Stevie,
Alex.
It's Alec here. Can I just say that Ross Wilson, I think, should take a wee share of the blame actually what happened on Sunday as well, for the fact that he never got that deal over the line in time. For the B coaches to be in charge of your team, that big opportunity to get to a national final, the guys were clueless on the sidelines. The substitutes that they made were baffling. They take off our only guys that screen them a threat with Aribo and Arfield and Kent. I know Kent didn't play particularly great, but at least he was going forward. But as soon as he taken the 3 off, we had nothing that last half hour of the game.
No, you're right. They were baffling, but there's a lot of reasons why it wasn't your line, mate. They wanted the due diligence. The Van Bronckhorst has things that he wants sorted out. It wasn't going to be a quick process. Then you've got to apply for a work permit.
But you're only talking about 6 days, Alec. I don't see that as a long time. I mean, you look at the other side, 4 months.
Aston Villa signed Gerrard in 3 days.
Well, did they?
I know.
Did they?
Oh, did they? Well,
I know. I suspect that's been in the pipeline for the last 2-3 weeks.
But 6 days for Goldson to do the job to get Van Bronckhorst.
July.
And he's coaching as well. You know, I mean, I don't see where you're coming from with that, Alec, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I would have liked him in sooner as well. I'd have liked to have seen him having 2, 3, 4 days with the players, you know. But as Ross Wilson said, they had other candidates. They had, a short list of 3. They wanted to speak to the other guy. I don't know who they were. I would like to know who they are, but we probably never find that out. But they had another 2 candidates. They had to meet up with.
As Ox just says there, did they? As Ox just said there, did they?
I think they did.
No, I think they did, Alec. So I don't think 6 days is a long time. Certainly, I would have liked him in sooner. I gave him a couple of days before.
He was only hiding to nothing. If he'd have come in and that same result would have happened, it's not a good start for him. So we're on a low base. Hopefully, the only way he's up, Bob's here, then old Davy.
Aye. Boys, let me say this. History is history. Steven Gerrard is gone. Sunday's result is gone. And the bit that's frustrating me is, and it's frustrating every one of us, that this league should have been done and dusted. But again, the results are gone. It's now on to Thursday night. It's a new beginning under a new manager, and we'll just have to make it better as best we can. We are in a good place. We're top of that league with 4 points, and Havertz to the hand-off limit this time of year. But we're in a good place. Get it better, and we can still win this league. But the fact remains, we're still going to have to get better. How we do it, it's up to Mr. Van Bronckhorst and the staff. And he's not had a pre-season, he's not had a lot of time, like you're saying. So we'll just have to knuckle down, work hard, get on with it, and do the best we can. Simple as that,
Davey?
Well, I couldn't say that any better myself, because you nailed it on the nut there, big guy. And when we're talking about GBB being there, I don't think that would have mattered a jot, because he hasn't a clue how that team's playing, and we've been watching him. He's not been watching him. So you could have had the best manager on the planet there. I still think the result will be the same, because that mob that went out proved to everybody, or they did to me, that this was on the cards, but there's a big guy says, as settlers and owners, it's on the past now. We move on. Hopefully, we'll do the business on Thursday. And I'm confident we'll get some kind of result. Hopefully, enough to get us through.
I want us to get through, but I think it's important, first and foremost, we win the match, Rudy.
Aye, absolutely. I mean, winning the match we need a win, Ox. There is no use them going out there on Thursday night and thinking a draw's all right and touch wood, we don't take a doing like we did, because that's what Sunday was a do, Ox. So hopefully that doesn't happen, because we really need a win. This team needs a wee bit of an injection of confidence. They need to give the staff, new coaching staff and managers something to work with. It'd lift the team, it'd lift the club, it'd lift the fans getting through. Getting a good performance. Do you know what? I'm saying a good performance. I don't really care. I just want a win. And it's a 2-goal win that takes us into the last 32. And then we can start to build for there. We've already said Gio's not got a lot of time in between games just now to get his ideas across. No. I'm sure him and his coaching staff will be doing that the best they can. But aye, a win, Ox. Just a win. A win lifts everybody. If you enjoy the game, if your team gets a win that gives you something optimistic and positive to talk about after the game, you know what I mean?
And it keeps us in the group and you don't know where the last game is going to take
Yes.
you.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
All right, okay. Time for the fans to get behind the team. Alex Kelly, I know they were superb on Sunday, mate. Obviously frustrated at the end, and you feel that, but up until the game, Peter Duke, they stuck right by the team.
Yeah, the fans have unquestionable the loyalty, and we get behind the team. But I've got a feeling on Thursday there's going to be a nervous Ibrox, a very anxious Ibrox, just to see what sort of team is selected. And if Goldson's selected, there will be every eye on him to see how he reacts and how he plays. For me, I think Van Bronckhorst here has got a brilliant opportunity to stamp his authority all over the dressing room by dropping Goldson straight out the team and putting Tavernier on the bench.
Do you seriously think that's going to happen?
I think it should happen. I think what he said...
I never asked you that. Do you seriously think that's going to happen?
Well, nobody knows what Van Bronckhorst's opinion is on it, but that's what I would do. I would be dropping him straight out of the team. You're not going to tell me, Alex, you've been watching Rangers and following Rangers a lot longer than I have. You're not going to tell me Joe Wallace would have stood for that, Graham Souness, Walter Smith, Advocat, McLeish. There's not one manager would have stood for what he said. And then walk back into the changing room.
Who you putting in his place, Alec?
Well, people know my thoughts in the feed. I'll give you my team. I'm going to drop McGregor as well. I think McLaughlin deserves a shot back in goals. I'm putting Patterson right back. I'm keeping Balogun in there only because we don't have Helander there, and I'm putting Lundstrom in at midfield, the centre back line by Bassey. I've got Ryan Jack, Arfield and Aribo in the midfield, and I would put in Hagi, Sakala and Kent up front.
Lundstrom at centre back.
Just to keep Goldson off the team sheet. Honestly, listen, John Brown played at centre half and he was bought as a midfielder. Nigel Spackman done the same for us. There's always options there. I'm with Rudy. I don't like the boy Simpson. We've seen Batsy in there. He can't do it.
Simpson's not in the squad.
He's not in the squad.
He's on the European
He wouldn't have been getting a game. But listen, for me, Lundstrom's got all the attributes to play in that position. I know he's no his natural position, but just to see Goldson off the team sheet, that's sending him and the dressing room a statement for me.
Couldn't be any worse than that other one. And Derek Johnson played centre half.
He did, yeah, another one. Aye. He was a great player.
Derek Johnson played for Scotland at centre half.
Yeah.
Derek Johnson played for Scotland at centre half.
Golson's playing on Thursday, Alec.
We're talking proper blue noses though, and that's the difference between these guys and Connor Goldson.
Well said.
Okay. That's exactly right.
Well said.
I don't know. You've got to go to this. You've got to go to this game on Thursday with two proper centre halves. You've no choice. I'm in agreement with you with what Goldson said. It was a disgrace. I could never imagine Bobby Shearer saying the game was finished at half time. But you've got to. They're two natural centre halves. They're only two natural centre halves.
I did that after the Bernabeu.
What's that?
I think he said that after playing in the Bernabeu.
Playing in the Bernabeu?
Aye.
Bobby Shearer said that.
Aye. You beat 6-1.
Well, beat 6-0 actually. It was 4-0 at half time.
Aye, I think he said that there. Well, when the game was done at half time, Bobby Shearer said it.
Well, that's fair comment all the years ago. I mean, I remember it, but you got Di Stefano and Puskas running right away. Well, that's something else. But Goldson and Balogun.
But
you're all going to jump on me here. They've got to play because there's only two natural centre halves.
I'm just going to put that to bed. What did he actually say, Goldson? Did he say that in most games the game's done when you're losing 3-0? Is that no right in professional football?
Say that in the dressing room. Don't say that in the public domain. That's a different
argument, Alex. Whether you should say it or you don't say it is two different things, yeah?
Yeah, I agree with that. But you don't say it. Barry Ferguson said the exact same thing.
Barry's doing well. Where is he managing now?
However.
That doesn't matter. He's a former Rangers captain. But what about Richard Goff's comments? As Kenny said earlier, he's losing his hunger. The team's no hungry for success. Jeez, we were spilling ourselves to cheer them on last year, and they don't want to see Mary that. I can't get my head around that. No, sorry, he should never play again for me.
Yeah.
He'll be playing on Thursday, but...
Yep.
That's because there's nobody else.
Guys, what we've got to remember is this is Giovanni's first game in charge. When a new manager comes in, he wipes the slate clean with everybody and starts with a fresh. Gives everybody a fresh start. The ones that weren't getting games are doing with a chance of getting a game, and so on and so on. There's no way in the world he's going to make wholesale changes here on Thursday night. Us as fans that are still angry about Sunday, we can't get blinded about who we're going to play on Thursday night. But we'd sell ourselves down the river if we were going to make total and utter wholesale changes. I tweak it, maybe one or two players. But if we're going to go for daftness, 5 and 6 players, experienced players out because of the honking game on Sunday, then you're just going to sell yourselves down the river. But really,
I don't think we're talking about leaving 5 or 6 players.
Alec Kelly, I agree as a Rangers fan, just who I would play in, it's going to be totally different for who he's going to play. Goldson will be playing there on Thursday night. You mark my words, Golson's in there. And you'll probably find out too that Bonner will probably be in there too, you know.
I really hope no, Stevie.
Listen, we're all wanting, we've all got, listen, there were 35,000 managers come out in that run there on Sunday. We all knew what we're talking about. He should have done this, that should have happened. There was arguments going along the road and everything else. Listen, we all turned into managers. But Gio's going to clean the slate clean this week, and he's going to see who's doing the business of training. And I'm afraid there's not going to be wholesale changes. Whether Alec Kelly, Steve McPherson or Oxford likes it, it's not going to happen, guys.
No, I don't. I think he's a wee bit hamstrung in some of the positions. We ain't got that many options at the back, if we're being honest, in the centre back position due to injuries, people looking loan, which at the time was the right thing to do. I don't think he's setting the header on fire. A big Southside said we needed at least one in at the start of the season. I think he's been proved right, Rudy.
Aye. We've left ourselves a bit short in the centre back position now, haven't we? We've got cover for the full-backs with 2 young players, 2 young exciting players like that as well, you know. But centre backs, you know, Hellander's injured. I can't help but think the sooner we get Philip Hellander back, he's the best centre back we've got. Ox, he's left-footed, you know, he's much better on that side of Goldson than Balogun is. But in fairness to Balogun, he's a right-footed centre back. His position is not on the left of the centre back.
He wasn't great in the right when he played in Bromby.
Well, no, I know.
When he played in Prague, was he?
Prague guy.
Yeah, I know. But then, as you say, we've left for sale. We've got a dearth of centre-backs now, so there is no options, I mean, I know I like saying about playing Lundstrom and you can't do that, and I get spat a Prague on Thursday night. Sorry, Alec, you just can't do that. That kind of thing's got to be tried out 3 or 4 times against, I don't know, sort of smaller teams and stuff, just to see if there's any chance anything like that could work. I wouldn't do that in a big European night, especially at Ibrox, 50,000 bears. All Lundstrom would need to do is get a penalty away or do something daft in that box and cause a goal or two, and the boy's life wouldn't be worth living after that. So you can't do that. So unfortunately we're stuck with what we've got, and what we've got is Connor Goldson and Balogun. That's who's going to be playing at centre back on Thursday night. It's as simple as that. Now, fullback positions is different. I've got 2 players ready to go. I've made my feelings known about Barisic. I think he's a complete and utter waste of a jersey. So he is. He's been getting away with it since Sunday because Connor Goldson, James Tavernier, guys like that have been taking absolute pelters on the forums. Hardly anybody's mentioned Barisic. He was a waste of a jersey again. So certainly put Big Bassey in there. And say to James Tavernier, you're going to have to up your game a bit, mate. You're the captain of this club. You need to start performing now. In big games, you need to really start upping your form. Because we've got a young guy sitting there who's itching to get onto this park. But centre-backs, can't do anything about it.
Cheers, Rudy. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay. Right. We move on. Interesting times. We need to get behind the team on Thursday. I think that's a big point. When the team come out behind the manager, behind the team, and move on for Sunday, it'll be sore. It'll be a wee bit flat, but that's our job as supporters. Stevie?
Yeah, I agree with Joe wholeheartedly.
I don't want to upset you, but your name's Davy. Stevie?
Okay, my apologies.
Wait a minute. Come on tomorrow night, you can kid on your London.
You're getting worse.
Trust me, they get a lot worse than this. Carry on, Stevie.
I can get everybody's frustrations. I really can. Because we've all seen it coming. How many times have we been behind first, right? We mentioned it all. But I can totally get Alec Kelly's frustration. I can get Rudy's frustrations about Barisic. But, I mean, you were losing the plot about McGregor, no coming off his line and everything. We've all got an opinion on the game. But see, the only one that matters is Giovanni's. And I just don't be wholesale changes in there. Definitely no be wholesale changes. They might tweak it, maybe 1 or 2. But how many weeks have went by and anybody on our station's got the team right? Come on. No. And it's got to be the same. Maybe tweak it a wee bit. But look, draw a line. Let's get behind Giovanni. And whether it's Goldson or no, we need to get behind the boy. We need to use reverse psychology. We need to, if he makes a daft tackle or something like that and misses it, we need to get behind him. There's no point in moaning at the boy. We need to use reverse psychology and sing his name and get behind the boy. Because if we don't, we're no helping. We're no helping. Just get behind the team, get the roof off the building, and let's get the 2 goals that we need. And let's get the 3 points and let's sail through into the next round, get some major dough behind us again.
Aye, good point. It's a big game for the club. I think we have to get behind the team. Remember the way some of the teams for the Czech Republic have treated some of our players. Time to galvanise the support, Bob, and get behind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The way they treated us was a pure disgrace. Nothing else. And I'm not stirring anything up with the support. I wouldn't do that. I want the Rangers support to behave at all times. But like you say, the treatment of Glenn Kamara was absurd, and the punishment they received for it was laughable. In fact, they didn't receive any punishment for it, did they? But that's not the issue. The issue is the performance of Rangers, and they get behind the team. Hopefully we can hit a bit of form. It's a big game for us. We need the revenue if you got further in the competition, and it's no beyond the bounds of possibility. Because Sparta Prague aren't a European heavyweight. They're beatable here on Thursday night. I didn't think they were that great when we played them. We were terrible, we were flat, and we lost. What was the score? 1-0, wasn't it?
We really missed Goldson that night. Anyway,
we did miss him that night.
We've been joined by Denver Bear. How we doing, Denver?
Hi guys, how we doing? We're just heading back from South Dakota. Heading back for Thanksgiving this week. So there you go.
Right. How big's your turkey, Denver?
Oh, that's a constant debate in the house. My missus keeps calling and telling us, I can only find a 12-pounder one, then she'll call. Do you think £18 will be enough? There's only 3 years, man.
I'll come. Has your missus no told you that size doesn't matter, Denver?
She tells me that one every time, you know. I'll set a plate for you, Rudy. Don't worry about it, bud.
Cheers, Denver. Thank you.
Oh man. So here I'm a wee bit concerned about this upcoming game on Thursday. Not about the game itself, but more about the fans. Because I've been driving back and I'm listening to you guys, and the anger is palpable. It's feeding right through the radio all the way to South Dakota here, man. Unbelievable. So I'm concerned about it because I think a lot of the players they've kind of burnt their bridges now, you know, and I think they've got away with the prize for a long time. But now, after that Sunday display and Goldson's comments, man, it's going to be if the first thing that goes wrong, they're going to be on their case, man.
There's a straw that breaks a camel's back then, but in Alex Kelly, I mean, that's a surprise for you. In South Dakota, you struggle out of South Lanarkshire, mate, you know what I mean?
You're right.
You know, but look, Denver, I get it. I mean, you look at the big results, even this season, we've not been great. The quarterfinals of the Cup last year, 2 games, we blew it. There's pretty much the same collection of players all the time, you know, maybe 14 or 15 of them in total, maybe. Understand it. When managers left, everybody's really down in the dumps. But this is a new era. And it's time to get behind the side and as you rightly said, get behind them against this game, and then we'll take it into Sunday and hopefully beat Livingston, and then we move on. Now, we want to win by 2 goals, Denver, but first of all, you've got to win the match, haven't you?
That's right. That's it. Aye. You know, you can have goals all you want and you know, aim for 2-0, but a win's most important, you know, and that's it. And just for Gio as well, you know, these players that they've let themselves down big time, man. They let us down big time. Huh? And yet, when you watch, as you said earlier on, Ox, you know, there was some good football we played.
Oh, at times, aye, there was times. Aye.
And you know, you're watching that, but we're easily noised up, Ox. We're so easily beat off the ball. You know, we just get somebody running at you, and we're just crap bags, man. Honestly, you know.
I think posted a stat, mate, that in 7 games we've lost some 16 goals or something. There's only been 17 shots in target. You know, it's mental. Every time somebody shoots, they score.
But all you need is, if you just watch the game, you know, like, you'll watch where when Hibs are defending, it's everybody back. But when we're defending, no, we don't defend in numbers. You know, so we leave things open for us, you know. And McGregor, you know, he's looking his age now, you know. I'd definitely put McLaughlin in on Thursday night. Definitely.
I never thought I'd say this, but so would I, Denver. I'll be honest with you here. You know, listen, Al McGregor's been fantastic for us through these spells at the club. He's a
wonderful servant.
You know, he's played.
If he knows,
yes, mate.
Do you know what McGregor needs? He needs a night out with Fox up at Savoy, I think. That's what he needs.
He needs a divorce. His fees get married. That's what it does to your marriage.
Oh, God. So are we happy with the team? Are we happy with the team, the backroom staff and all that? The Geos.
Yeah.
Put together.
Can I answer that in 6 months if that's all right, then?
Aye. You know what? Linda said, was it last week? Linda said that she had heard that Barry Ferguson's getting nowhere near the team, and that's the thing that makes me happy. He's a poison, that wee man. He's a great player and all that for the Rangers, but he's a poison. Don't want him anywhere near the Rangers.
He's up beside me and all of Denver.
Well, you can keep him there, Bob. You keep him there, Bob. You just get him tied down up there and we'll be good, you know.
I'll give you an answer about that. I'll give you an answer about that. Denver, I'm excited now. As angry as I was on Sunday.
If you're excited, you better drop out the call. We'll catch you later, Rudy, all right?
But I'm now getting a wee bit excited now. I've seen the coaching staff coming in, guys like Roy Mackay. Look, if these guys know their football, these were fantastic players we're talking about. They've done well as coaches. And I will put, I'll tell you right now, I'll put Giovanni van Bronckhorst's playing record up against Steven Gerrard's any day of the week.
Absolutely.
Any day of the week, I will do that. So I will.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to the new era, Denver. I am. I'm looking forward to it. I've had a look at the staff that's come in. Jean-Paul Van Gastel. I struggle to say John Paul, but his name's John Paul Van Gastel.
I think it's Jean Paul. Jean Paul.
JP. Is that Jean Paul? Is it right? Okay, right. So he's coming in. He's very highly thought in Dutch football. This guy. So I'm looking forward to the new era, Denver. I am.
Listen, if I'd been have been Nick Kelly's on here, right? I'm just telling you, when you know that.
Right? Deal with that.
You know, but listen, Denver, you're right. It's time to get behind the team. What's gone's gone.
That's
right. I understand all the frustrations. I get the Connor Goldson, but it never upset me, Denver. I've got to be honest. I'll be really honest with you, but you have to move on, and you have to. We're a wee bit behind the 8 ball here because we're low, but sometimes adversity it spurs you on, Denver.
Steps up the man. That's it. Steps up the man. It's. I don't think he's going to drop Tav because he said he's his captain, so he'll play on Thursday. I hope Bassey plays. Morelos. You know, Ox, how long I've been on this show and how much I've defended that wee man. But he's become lazy. He's become
undefendable. Undefendable.
I wouldn't say. He's a typical Hispanic where they come for nothing, and this is not a race thing. They come for nothing. And when they get money, they get lazy. And that's exactly, because you keep seeing the Instagram photos of him with a baseball cap on and the gold gear and all that on. And he's come complacent now, you know. So it's time for him to move on. He needs a new challenge, honestly. And he can be somebody else's problem, you know. Yeah.
Denver, are you saying Morelos has lost his hunger?
Aye, definitely. Definitely.
Have you been talking to Connor Goldson by any chance?
I think he's need to lose his Just Eat app.
I don't
Pot kettle black, Biggie.
I don't see him as being overweight because I wouldn't see that the coaching staff would play him if he was overweight. I think it's just his body shape. I think that's what it is. Big DJ was the same. He had a crazy body shape like that as well, man. So, aye. So I don't know. He's became complacent. He's get used to the money. He gets picked every week, and that's it. You know. So
Denver, changing it quickly. I'm interested on your views on the new manager, Denver.
Yeah, delighted. He's a guy who's played at the top level. He's learned for all the best. And hopefully he gets his ideas out. Do you know what? Only one concern I've got with this Ox is that Dutch contingent, because without fail, it always ends in a fight, an in-fight with them, you know. I've seen it before. I've seen it with Advocate when he was there. When you bring on a Dutch contingent, and it's a weird dynamic they've got. But hopefully that's way down the line, and he's got my 100%, 110%. Stevie G's gone, and I'm good with that.
And you come, Stevie?
I'm just going to fling my hat in the ring here and say to Denver, I bet you Morelos scores on Thursday night.
I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one to eat another pound of turkey and raise a glass to him, I'll tell you.
He'll not be playing.
No,
he'll be playing all right.
No, I think he'll pitch a car right through the middle.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it pans out, you know.
I'll tell you the two guys I think that's going to benefit most from Gio's arrival is Kamara and Hagi. They're the two that will probably get to play in their proper positions. So
I thought you were going to say we'll get Kamara a transfer and get Hagi a taxi there, but
you're too sore on that boy. Too sore on him.
No. I listen, mate. The guy that Hagi's got tons and tons of ability. My problem is I don't know if Scottish football suits him, and people will say if he's got that much ability, it's how quick people are on top of him. The boy can do things. He sees passes that some of our other players don't see, but the downside is people are on top of him, took the ball and away from him. You know, it's just he lacks a yard, not even half a yard. He lacks a yard in pace to go with his ability. And I'm not being facetious when I say that, because he has got some great ability. Rudy?
Well, you know, he's got a manager that had all that ability, Ox, you know.
But he could ship, mate.
Aye, exactly.
I've said that before, Ox. I have to agree with you 100%. I think Hagi's got all the talent in the world, and I really think he'll go on to have a great career. I think if he had the pace that I would like to see him have, I don't think he'd be at Rangers, to be honest with you, because I think he'd be the complete player if that was the case. That's why he's at Rangers. I think he'll go on and have a great career. I think he's really talented, like you just said. He can see a pass that nobody else can. I've seen some of his passes. Some of his passing is just brilliant to see, you know. And I'd like to see him impose himself a bit more on the game. No, I thought he bulked up. I remember seeing him.
Oh, mate, he's what a tank, mate.
But he bulked up. What I mean is, from last season, I thought he was a bit kind of wiry last season. He's been in the gym during the summer, during the break. He's bulked up a wee bit, and he certainly looks like a player now. I said it before. I can't remember. Somebody on here one night, weeks and weeks ago, was saying, what does it matter about pace? It does matter in the modern game. Pace matters in the modern game, especially in the Scottish game, where it's all about pace and power, because very, very few teams have got the talent to play proper football. So it's all down to pace and power. Hagi, if he had pace, wouldn't be at Rangers. I think he's a fantastic young player, Hagi. He really is. I know he's, 22, right? So he's a fantastic player, and he'll go to have a great career in football. I think, like Denver, I think he should be given a wee bit more of a role. I don't know. I mean, he said he wants to play at Rangers. He wants to play in his preferred position. And maybe Gio and Roy Mackay will come to that conclusion.
But then, do you think that's part of the problem? 4-3-3 doesn't suit him, Denver?
No, I think it suits him, but I think it's just finding, you know, that lead role he's going to have to play. You know, Kamara, he plays great for Finland, because he plays in a different position there. So I think it's time for, you know, the young guns to step up, like Kamara, Hagi, and maybe ease Steve Davis out. I know that's hard to say. But, you know, we all come to an end of our shopping life, you know. So.
Sands of time, wait for no man, Denver.
Right. Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to head because I've got a 7.5-hour drive now. So, wish you all the best. Happy Thanksgiving, and come on.
Did you get my email, Denver?
I did, and I'm going to deal with that in the next. I've got 4 days off, Fox.
No, don't worry about it, mate. I just wanted to make sure you got my email, mate. Yeah.
Aye, I got it, and I'll be in touch over the next.
Don't you worry, mate.
We're off Thursday through Sunday and all that. So
all right, enjoy your Thanksgiving, mate. Yeah.
No bother. And anybody that wants to turn up, there's probably about a £24 turkey on the table for the time my missus ends up buying one. You know.
Alex Kelly. Alex Kelly and Rudy are looking for flights as we speak, mate.
You're always welcome in Denver, Colorado. Always, guys.
Right,
all the best, Denver.
Nice to hear from you, Denver.
Oh, Denver, man.
Just remember to just fly Iceland Air. It's the way to go. All right, guys. All the best. Take care, guys.
There you go, mate.
All the best, buddy.
Well, gentlemen. And we've reached that time of the evening. Thanks to Alex Kelly coming on. Always takes a banter and good fun. Cheers, Kate.
Cheers, pal.
Yeah. Old David.
Aye, no bother. It's a pleasure as usual.
Take
Good
it
night.
steady. And the one and only Bob Gia. Thanks a lot, Bob Gia.
Do beginning. Let's go for it.
Here. Well, give us your sum up, Rudy, and then we'll go to Big Stevie to shut the show.
Aye, it's been a good night, Ox. You know, plenty of opinions and debate, and as usual, load of great callers. Brilliant. Thursday night, it matters that we get this win, Ox. It really does. The win matters. A good display would be great too, but let's just get the win, Ox, and then hopefully that kicks on the start of Giovanni's era as Rangers manager. Thanks to yourself and Big Stevie for having me on the show with you tonight, guys.
No,
Thanks.
always a pleasure. Big Stevie.
I'll tell you one guy, still booking flights to go to Denver's after slagging me Alfie. No chance will I be getting there, Calamity Jane and his Black Mountains. I'll not be going anyway. An absolute pleasure being on the show tonight. Absolute pleasure. Everybody's got an opinions. I say, guys, with 35,000 managers coming out of Hampden on Sunday, draw the line. Let's get behind the Bears on Thursday night. No matter who plays, I'll be behind them anyway. Thanks for having us, Ox, and my white man, Rudy. Thanks very much. All right.
Yep, take it easy, lads. Can I thank all the callers tonight? Kenny, Jordan, Bob J, Old Davey, Alex, and the one and only Denver Bear. Of course, Big Stevie and Rudy for doing the show. Old School Blue, and in the background somewhere is Fox for doing the technicals. Thanks to they too for beavering away. Thanks to everybody for listening. Please stay safe the best you can. And we'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. But we'll be joined by Linda and the one and only Jaffa. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.
See them